All right, so I'm back with the 370 and we have a big thing to do. One thing this time, only one thing, but you're gonna like it. We got a paint matched Nismo spoiler. So to start with, we got to remove this, which is gonna start by taking these two clips off right here, and there's gonna be 10mm bolts under those. I'm gonna get to that and I'll show you guys how to do it. So to get access to these, we're just gonna use a flathead screwdriver, go behind these and pop them open. And I fold it open and there's a 10mm bolt inside there. Beautiful, there we go. Pretty long bolt, all things considered. I mean, that's like 1.5 inches of bolt for just a plastic piece, but it's gotta come out. So I'm gonna do the other side and then I'll show you guys how to pull the actual plastic bit off. Okay, so to get to this, let's just pop it down a little bit. So I'm gonna get a flathead behind here and try to pry it down. There we go, I've got a finger grip on it. It's just clips, so we're just gonna pull down. Beautiful. Okay. Ooh, that's just coming down at me. Maybe less violent than that when you do it. Okay, so now that we are in here, we're going to have 2 bolts on either side of the stock spoiler. There's gonna be one up this direction, one straight in. On both sides, there's gonna be 4 total bolts we have to remove. We're only gonna be able to replace them with 2, but better than nothing. So I'm gonna show you guys where those are, what they look like, and we're gonna get them out. Okay, so there's our first one right there. It's straight in, and the second one is up at an angle, straight up. Same thing on the other side. We have the one there, and then one straight up. Okay, my weapon of choice for this job is what I call Excalibur. This is my like 2.5 foot long extension, and I need a deep 10 because the one straight up into the spoiler has a stud that a short 10 can't fit over. So what I'm gonna do to safety proof this and make sure that bolt doesn't fall down into the hatch is I'm gonna use this really strong magnet that I have, which I think is for fridges, but I use it for the shop. And I'm just going to put this kind of up here next to everything. So that hopefully when this falls, it'll get caught onto that. Okay, so I used the magnet and caught the nut before it could fall. That is imperative. If that thing gets in there, you are going to have an awful time. Try to use a magnet stick would work better. I don't have one right now. So any magnet you can find to make sure that it doesn't fall into the hatch that way. There we go. And there is the bolt from this side. Now we're gonna rinse and repeat on the other side, and then this thing is safe to start actually taking off of the car. Okay, so at this point, the only thing holding on the spoiler still is 3M tape and the stock clips. So for that, we're going to use a heat gun, which for me is a $12 Walmart hair dryer because heat guns are 28 bucks and that was 12. And fishing line to basically cut the 3M tape and help it free up so we don't end up breaking the spoiler. It's not that big of a deal if you do. I just kind of want to resell mine, get some money back out of it. But if you want to, just rip the thing off. Okay, so we're going to heat up the material and then use fishing line to cut the 3M tape. We're gonna go section by section so we can cut it off once it gets warm with the fishing line. Okay, so I've gone through a couple pieces of fishing line already, but we have decent progress. You can actually move this off now. Now you could probably go ahead and use your hands for the rest of this. I'm gonna keep using the fishing line. It keeps breaking. And make sure you have a pretty high tensile fishing line, which I don't. I just grabbed it off this used fishing pole that was in my shop that I don't even have baited. So I'm gonna keep breaking line and running through it, but I'm gonna keep trying to saw as much as I can. At some points, you're going to run into clips that are under here. So it's best to kind of go at an angle and saw to try and get around those before you can lift them up and get the fishing line under them, which I will show you guys how to do right now. So you can see I'm kind of going at an angle here to get around this. You gotta kind of go back and forth with this and break the line, of course. Lifting it up and trying to get it in between these spoiler and the clips. So what I've done here to get around the first clip is I tied the fishing line to the end of a zip tie, and basically what I'm gonna do is I'm going to fish it through. I'm gonna look under here and see where the clip is. lift the spoiler up and feed this in behind the clip, back down to myself, and bingo. Got access to both sides of the line again, and I can go back to sawing away. You can see I'm making a lot of headroom, or a lot of headway, just already. Not even needing much heat, just kind of sawing away at it. So I'm back at a much later time than last time I left you guys, but I think I'm finally done sawing through everything. I had a lot of very tough spots for some reason on the driver's side. The glue 3M tape was like cement, so that was a lot of fighting that was completely unnecessary. But I think I'm gonna give it one final go of heat, and then we should be able to just pull it off. Okay, let's hope this is it. Nothing broke. I'm so happy about that. So as you can see, we have a bit of a mess to clean up here. That's gonna be really easy. I'll show you guys how to do that in a second, but I do want to talk about how difficult that was. So, like I said earlier, one part on the driver's side gave me a lot of hassle. It was straight up like cement. What I ended up having to do was use WD-40. It's safe for paint, relatively speaking, of course. But I just lifted the spoiler up a little bit, sprayed it on the 3M, and it loosened it way up. And actually I was able to get the fishing line in there and saw it off. Pretty good, pretty solid. Now time to get all this janky stuff off. So I put the trunk with some soap. I'm just gonna give it a quick rag wash with some water to get most of this dirt off. And then we can start getting the actual residue of the 3M off. Okay, so she's all cleaned up. I'm gonna say if you have a pressure washer or something on hand, that'd be a lot better. The cleaner this is, the better, because of what we're about to do here to get the residue off. This is an eraser wheel. It's a drill attachment, goes into your drill. Basically what this does is it safely removes stickers and sticker residue and 3M tape from your paint without damaging it, as long as you're careful. Try not to sit in one spot too long, just like polishing really. Just don't burn the paint and you're good to go. So let's get to that. Okay, and there we have it. No more glue residue. There are a couple places that I want to just buff that might have, or not buff, but polish, that might still have a little bit of like coloring from the glue and any damage from the eraser. So we're just gonna quickly polish this and call it good. Those little clips gotta go. Okay, these problem clips came right out. Just pliers, yanked on them, they came out, we're good to go. Now we're gonna see what the spoiler actually looks like. So it'll sit right about like that. So that's great for now. See what the spoiler looks like. I'm happy. Got everything cleaned up and ready. So tomorrow I'm gonna get this car washed and install the spoiler, and then hopefully it'll cure in time to go out for the weekend. And here is the spoiler on the car. What we ended up doing was we used masking tape to basically mark where the spoiler was going to sit once we got it level on here. And we peeled back the 3M tape all the way around the car so you could peel it out once it was somewhat tight. So we could get it on the car with the 3M tape ready to go, get it where we wanted it, tighten it down, and then pull the tape off. And it looks amazing. I mean, the paint match is so close to spot on that I couldn't complain about it. My light is still flashing in the shop because I don't want to fix it yet, but ignoring the flashing light, it looks fantastic. The paint match is very, 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 very close. I think the only difference is maybe like the quality of the clear coat, but other than that, it looks amazing. I can't wait to see how it looks on the car once I get it outside.